So in addition to implementing monetary policy using this inflation targeting policy framework, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit of detail just now, there are other key roles that the Reserve Bank does. One, the Reserve Bank is responsible for issuing banknotes and coins, and when the notes and the coins get old and dodgy, they take them in, they burn them, and they issue fresh ones. They're also what we call the lender of last resort. If any of the commercial banks run into some form of trouble, they can run to the Reserve Bank and ask for some support in the form of funding or liquidity. Now, the Reserve Bank doesn't have to say yes, but they can go there and ask. So some of you guys may remember BOE Bank. They ran into problems and they ran to the Reserve Bank for help and for some injection in liquidity. What did the Reserve Bank say? No! Do you guys remember Sambo? They ran to the Reserve Bank for liquidity injection. What did the Reserve Bank say? No. Do you guys remember Corp Capital Bank, etc., and so forth? So they don't have to say yes, but they could. Give you an example. If Standard Bank had to be on the verge of collapse due to liquidity issues, do you think the Reserve Bank would intervene? Absolutely. Because if Standard Bank collapsed, they are such a big bank, they're such a key part of the financial services and the banking sector, and actually the economy as a whole. The consequences for the South African banking sector and the economy would be so great, the Reserve Bank is highly likely to intervene. Which leads me to my third point. One of the responsibilities of the Reserve Bank is to regulate the banks, is to make sure they conduct their business in a manner that is responsible. Most of the capital the banks are using is not their own. So the Reserve Bank regulates them, makes sure they're not engaging in reckless business activities. Sometimes they aren't as successful and some banks collapse. They also have to ensure the effective functioning of the national payment system. So if you move money from one bank to another, it's seamless, it works, and there's integrity in the system. So you've got a high degree of confidence that when you transfer funds, that they will actually get there and they're not compromised. The Reserve Bank also manages the country's foreign exchange reserves and the gold reserves, and they administer all the remaining exchange controls. The final and important function they play is that they are banker to the national government. So national government will have bank accounts with the commercial banks, but their primary banker is the Reserve Bank. Those are some of the other key roles that the Reserve Bank plays.